Welcome back to the Pedophile Podcast.
Today, Epstein, right or correct? We'll talk about that.
Alive or still alive?
Breaking news. This just in. Epstein has come back from the grave. Here's what he had to say.
There's a bomb in my ass.
Don't you dare laugh at that, my producer. That is a serious quote, and we need to take it as a threat.
I was framed. There's a bomb in my ass now. They're trying to kill me again. But it's not gonna work if you help me. You gotta help me, Batman and Bernie Sanders. You gotta help me, I swear. I'm Jewish.
Epstein, I'm not your biggest fan. I think you're a scumbag.
More kids than me.
But I don't kill.
I would tell you to go off because you're a pedophile. But my
Hey, can't
free
say
universal...
the F word. Bleep that out. This is on live TV.
Sounding loud.
Three-way
Like The View.
Three-way interview. Bernie Sanders, Epstein, and Batman.
Bernie Sanders, as former Democrat candidate for the 2020 election.
Democrat. Not a Democrat.
What is your opinion on this? Epstein, although I would tell you to go screw off because you're a pedophile and you touch kids and you're rich, I do have to say that under my healthcare plan, you would be covered for bombs in your ass. They would take them out. They would surgically remove them, and you'd be fine.
No, Bernie.
But you're taking away my private health care to have the bombs removed out of my ass.
Yeah.
Instead, a worse socialist plan.
How do you think Wayne Enterprises stays rich? People pay to have bombs removed from their ass by me. That's my job. You're taking from my life.
The Joker puts bombs in people's asses, and then my corporation takes them out. It's a quid pro quo.
Batman, we already know that you're part of the top 1%. You're probably in the top 0.01% because you are Bruce Wayne. We all know this. Your secret identity, it's out there.
The bomb is still my ass. Can someone please take it out?
No, you kid-touching freak. Not until we can legalize
man.
marijuana.
I'll get to it when I'm ready.
You won't get your
Fighting this
COVID stimulus check until we get our socialist principles in.
I'm fighting this old man right now.
You guys are why are you helping me? You're gonna blow up too if you don't take the bomb off my ass.
There's no bomb in my ass.
What if I told you there was a child in my ass too?
We must save the children.
Hank, take me out of Jeffrey Epstein's ass.
Damn it, Bobby, what the hell are you doing up there?
Hank, get Hank Hill off the stage. Get him off the
No,
stage.
damn it, I don't care about no NBC, Fox, ABC News. I want to sell my
Liberal
goddamn
reptilians
propane.
trying to rape my son.
You're not the real Hank Hill. I'm Hank Hill.
Hold up.
I'm a Hank Hill.
Breaking news. Hank Hill has just showed up on the scene, and he is now arguing with a Hank Hill
Breaking
imposter.
news, it's me, Pete Buttigieg, the newscaster. Hank
Breaking
Hill has
news.
just shown up
That's
out
not
of nowhere.
true. No.
Who
Don't
the
listen
fuck
to
are
the
you?
imposter.
What is the value of your value, bitch? Meaningless. Get the fuck off of my stage.
Stop spouting nonsense, Pete, and get off my stage.
I'm gonna win this TV station like I did Iowa. Get the fuck out of here.
No.
Folks, this is Lester Holt, with live coverage from the debate. Today we have Pete Buttigieg versus Random Newscaster. Random Newscaster, what is your stance on Iran?
It's very simple. We need to leave the Middle East while also ensuring that we stay there and get everything. So what I'm thinking is we'll remove 10,000 troops only to put them back 2 months later.
That's exactly my policy. but I'm gay.
Don't listen to him. He's not gay. It's all a cover.
I'm gay.
News
Kisses you on the mouth.
reporter,
Fucks your ass.
you don't even have...
Oh my god, there's a bomb in the newscaster's ass.
No, you weren't supposed to know that. I was going to kill people.
Everybody run.
Oh no, the newscaster has exploded and now must be replaced with a different candidate.
That is right. It's finally my time.
Bernie Sanders has seceded the
What
newscaster.
other voices can we do?
Damn it, Bobby, no one's counting my vote.
Hold on, what?
I voted Republican, Bobby, and they threw my vote in
It's
the
me,
trash.
Tucker Carlson. I'm here on MSNBC.
Damn
It looks like the liberals have blown themselves up again. That's what happens. Liberals will tear themselves apart.
Can you shut up, man?
See, you see, Shaggy,
Scooby
Shaggy
is part
by
of the far
the,
left.
the,
Scooby
the,
is Antifa.
the
That's not true.
The Hollywood media's attempt to make stoners cool is simply an attempt to make our children dumber, so they're more likely to vote Democrat. This has been proven time and time again in facts and studies all across the nation.
Like, how can you know that, man? Have you tried a Scooby snack yet?
I've abstained from drugs because I am not a dummy.
Retro? What a
Shaggy
liberal.
says that he supports socialism and is against the Vietnam War, but somehow he doesn't share his Scooby snacks with everybody. I would love to have a taste of those Scooby snacks. I would love to fuck Scooby as well. Somehow he's not naturalized. You don't
Well,
naturalize
big
your dog.
boy.
It's Scooby snack. That doesn't make any
Big
sense.
boy, come here.
We have to naturalize the Scooby snacks.
It's not about the Scooby snacks, Tucker Carlson. It's about sending a message.
Joker, you don't realize that we're on the same side. We're both fascists. Don't you understand that? We have to
Joker,
work
I-
together
but
to
I-
kill all
don't you
these
understand?
other liberals.
I'm a socialist. You're an anarchist. We're the same thing. We're one of the
That
same
is
things
true.
of Fox.
He's a libertarian socialist. That's
We
right.
both work for the CEO of Antifa. I
That is
shook
true.
his hand.
That is true.
Both paid for by the CIA.
You're, do not approve of this message.
It's me, Reagan. I'm back, and I think that we should really take the palm out of Jeffrey Epstein's ass, because the government has no say in the age of consent law. Maybe I'm not a pedophile myself.
Reagan, you need it's Barack Obama. You need to go home, Reagan. You're sleepy. You're tired. America
A man
needs
like
a
you
new
would be in
leadership.
jail under me.
I know. You sold me crack. I just got out.
Like, we're getting way off track, man. Let's get back to the second presidential debate.
Please take the bomb out of my ass. Please.
I'll save you.
Everyone
with
is going to
my
fucking die.
Epstein, how have
Everyone is going-
alive this long?
The child has been setting the timer back. Bobby Hill's been
Damn it.
setting the timer.
Damn it, Bobby! I told you to get out of there.
My Dad, my muscles are weakening. Dad, I'm trans.
Like, that's very leftist.
God damn it, Bobby! I'm gonna leave you up there if you're gonna keep talking that liberal trash.
Dad, I can't change my identity. I'm non-binary,
God damn
trans
it.
woman.
God damn it, Bobby! My belt will change your identity if you keep up that talk.
I'm going back into Jeff Epstein's ass.
Yeah, Bobby, you get out of there.
This just
No.
in. The bomb that was in my ass did not actually detonate. I am back alive, you mother frickers. Because it's a
the
news station.
nameless news broadcaster. Why are you here? What purpose do you have for America?
Get the fuck out of here.
I am
You're a
the fake
loser.
news. I am the shadow boss. I am the deep state. I am everything that the Republican conspiracy theorists think is true.
But I invented the deep state. I would know. You're not on the payroll, pal. Who are you?
I'm the deeper state.
Wait a
No.
minute. Newscaster rips off reptilian skin. Hello, it's me, Hillary.
No.
I've been here this whole time.
Hillary.
And I have
No
put
one
the
wants you
bomb in
here,
everyone's
okay?
ass. Everyone has a bomb in their ass.
I came to Washington, one goal. Get rid of all the bombs and asses, okay?
Who
Okay,
are
Hillary?
you? Is that Bernie?
No. Never mind. All right, new character. Keep going.
Who the hell was that?
Like
I don't
that's
know.
a shapeshifter.
I think it was a hallucination brought upon by Joker's hallucination gas.
Oh yeah, Joker's not the scarecrow.
Yeah. I have gas too. You don't want to
I've been
see
shitting my pants this whole time.
I've been farting. I've been farting in my diaper since the beginning, Batman.
I've been making diaper videos on YouTube
So-
that
so-
have amassed 100,000 views for the past 10 years.
Where is this all happening? Is this happening on a debate
In
stage?
a news
Yes.
station, no, we're all in like at the view. We're all in the same panel, like looking
Yeah.
at the camera, right? So
No,
it's
but
slowly
every
gets bigger and
but
bigger,
every
right?
but
So,
every
like-
every person
It's like a
every
desk
but every person
just connected, and every
No, but
person.
like,
yeah,
every-
no, it's a round table.
But no, I think it's like I think everyone's calling in remotely, so it's like 8 panels on the screen of all the people calling in remotely.
all right, so.
Like-
oh
no,
yeah,
no,
it's a Zoom call. Okay.
Actually, no. I like Kevin's idea for what I'm gonna do next. All right, ready? That's when Kira walks into the news station from JoJo, and he goes, "Killer Queen has already touched that table that you're all sitting at," and then he goes and he blows them up. He doesn't care about the bombs in people's asses because he is the bomb.
No, Kira! Bernie goes over the bomb and shields everyone else, and he blows himself to pieces. That's socialism for you. He gets what he freaking deserves. You get what you fucking deserve.
Hey, it's me, English-speaking Josuke. I'm going to heal Bernie Sanders with my stand, Shining Diamond.
Hey. It's me, young Bernie Sanders. Hey, everybody.
I've made Bernie Sanders
I'm
young
cool as
again,
hell.
and now I'm going to leave.
This
I'm
just
having
in.
sex with Hillary right now.
This just in. The bit has been canceled because of lack of funding for the news
The
station.
bit has been canceled due to the coronavirus.
Oi, Josuke, I accidentally used the handle and erased the skit. The end.
All right, beautiful. That's a good skit.
Hey everybody, welcome to the SIH Shitposting in Hell podcast. I'm Liam.
I am Kevin,
And I am Evan.
and this is our little podcast where you might have been able to figure out what exactly it's about by the title. We're shooting the shit just at a table, outside, under an arch, just chilling.
I mean,
People passing by, there's planes going around, there's sprinklers, there's everything.
but it is the dead of the
But-
night too, so it's kind of
It's kind of not. It's 11 p.m. right now in North Carolina, where we are at a university. We're college students of a certain year, and this is our podcast.
Yeah.
Now,
All right.
what to talk about?
I mean, I'm fine with talking about JoJo. You have that on the list.
Yeah.
So give us your thoughts on part 5, Evan. You finished it just last
talk
night.
About JoJo.
Okay, part 5. You see, I really like the series as a whole. The series is really
Yes.
interesting. Although it's not written very well at some
Yep.
points,
Yep.
it's the concepts and the characters are written well enough to be like, okay, this is some good shit. So on that note,
I'll say this. I'll say real quick. I just have to say this just for. I mean, this probably isn't going to matter, but spoilers for JoJo Part 5. Probably that's not going to help anyone. But if it saves one life, it'll be worth it.
yeah, just to be safe and cover all my
Yeah.
tracks, spoilers for every part.
All right. You've been warned. Keep
Okay.
going, Evan.
So.
Spoiler alert! Spoiler alert!
So, I really liked Part 5. I did. However, I did not enjoy the main villain as much as others, especially the final fight. I was not intrigued by it too much. I felt like it was, oh, look, this stand has a new ability, and we're gonna deal with that for 2 episodes. But those 2 episodes were in the final 3 episodes of the actual, before they explain the fate, the destiny.
Yeah.
I think the Silver Chariot Requiem thing is interesting. How it's kind of just going on its own path. It's a man going their own way, right? And the traitor aspect is also interesting. How there's like one person that's the odd one out, and they kind of have to figure out who it is. Like they came among us. But yeah, keep going. Sorry.
So yeah, I liked the character, the Requiem, but it just took away from the final fight. It felt like as soon as Requiem was defeated, then it was like, what? Arrow no pierce me. It is I, Giorno, that has the arrow, and I'm going to use it to make Golden Experience Requiem. And then that was it. Like,
And then he wins,
he did
yeah.
it, and then it's literally like, Muda, and then he
And
just-
you could end. I mean, yeah. Basically, I think the ending of Part 5 detracted a lot of points for me. Because I mean, there are some parts of it I admire. Personally, I think the idea that the final fight is more of like a chase
Yeah.
rather than like an actual fight, because they're like scrambling after the arrow, you know?
Yeah.
So I think that unique aspect is kind of nice. But I mean, a lot of things about the ending are pretty strange. Like Giorno's stand just becomes God when he gets the arrow. That's pretty fucking crazy.
Really powerful.
Yeah.
Kind of insanely powerful.
Yeah. Also, fucking Diavolo dying forever. Like, what kind of fucking ending is
That's
that?
totally
It's so
not proportional, as a punishment, because
Yeah.
who in the world could ever deserve to die infinitely?
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know who. Like even
mean,
Hitler, like he
I mean,
deserved
honestly.
to die a lot of times, like millions of times, but not, or maybe like a few times. no.
Kira
I mean-
deserved to die infinitely more than Diavolo.
You could.
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah,
I mean, the arguments.
way
The
worse
argument some people tried to make with that is that because he's this drug boss, they're arguing anyone that has ever been killed by one of his men is their death responsible due to him. Any person that's ever overdosed because of the drugs he sold is on him. So technically speaking, if you factor all of those in, Diavolo is responsible for hundreds of thousands of deaths.
That's like saying the president is responsible for every death in America. I feel that that's a little silly.
Some people do make that argument.
I mean,
to be fair.
I mean, they're responsible for a lot of them, in some ways. But I think like if someone like falls off the stairs and dies,
that was just me playing devil's advocate. I've seen that argument. I don't think
I don't
dying.
agree with
Dying. How? And plus, what
don't
type of power is making someone die forever? How does that even work?
Yeah.
What the fuck? I think that it's almost like, I'd say it's almost unsatisfying because it's just like, what the fuck? Like, he's just doing that forever, I guess.
Because in part 4, the reason why I like part 4 so much is that it was such an unsatisfactory ending to Kira's character,
and it fits him.
But there were logistics for that, like
Correct,
I explained, because they couldn't just murder a man on the street because they didn't have any technical proof that he had done anything.
Yeah,
they couldn't afford to have the police involved. But Diavolo, there was nothing involving that at all that should have stopped them.
Yeah, it made total sense for the way that part 4 ended, and part 4 had a really good boss fight.
It was also again very innovative, very creative.
I think that another problem with part 5 is the premise that this 15-year-old takes on the entire mafia and wins and becomes mob boss in like a few weeks. It's just stupid. I mean, it's just ridiculous. I mean, it makes sense why he's against drugs and everything, but like we barely get a character.
I mean, honestly, it doesn't really explain. I mean, he said his mom was a partier, but he never said his mom was a drug addict.
I think maybe he just saw kids like overdosing.
Well, I mean, he did see kids overdosing, but that's not like a really personal motivation, though. Bucciarati had a better reason for being anti-drug than Giorno did. So it's like, and it's my thing. One of my biggest things is that Giorno's motivation is not only barely explained to the audience, it's barely explained to the characters themselves. Like, think about the moment where they betray the boss, right? All Bucciarati says is, he was trying to kill his own daughter. That's too messed up, even for me to support. And they're like, hey, we don't really agree with you, but, we love you, so we're going to follow you anyway, right? But it's like, think about, we said spoilers, right? Think about Abacchio dying and Narncia dying. They don't even know what they're dying for. Yeah. They're not even aware that they're fighting to create a drug-free Italy. No one even explains that to them in the show. And so it's like I feel like, but Giorno isn't doing this on purpose because he's ultimately, I think deep down, a good guy. He doesn't want these innocent people to suffer because of him. Yeah. But that's just how fate plays out. But it's like, even if that's not what he intended, it plays across like these dudes are just like pawns. These people die and sacrifice for his goal of a drug-free Italy. And like they don't even know what they're signing up for. And I think that aspect is kind of fucked up. Like like Kakyoin, look at part 3 with Kakyoin and Iggy and Avdol. They all had one mission, to kill Dio, and they had to fight Dio's henchmen, and they have to fight Dio, and they know that. They know,
and they have a personal connection to it.
Yeah, all of them have a personal connection to Dio. Yeah, I guess.
But he gets one because of the Falcon.
Yeah, but anyway, it's like, and they all know that. They're like, yep, I could be killed by Dio or his minions at any time, and I've accepted that, And the other two members, Baki and Narncia, they didn't get that. They didn't have that. And so it makes their deaths more sad, but not really in an entertaining way. Just kind of like, I feel bad for him. It's like, Narncia had no fucking idea what was coming his way, man. He didn't deserve that. He's like 18 years old. What the fuck?
Yeah, and although I will say a positive thing about part 5 is that the body swapping stuff is really interesting. I really like that his Diavolo's split personality actually comes into play because he switches into one of the people, right? And that's what causes the crazy conflict. And also Polnareff is there, and that's sweet. I love Polnareff being there. Yeah,
although a few people pointed this out. Why does he have metal legs in a wheelchair?
Yeah.
What the fuck's going on? Why does he have those? You can't
Yeah.
fucking walk, really? Seems like you
Metal
could.
legs.
I actually did not like Polnareff being in part 5. I felt like he served very little.
I feel like he
compared
only
to
showed
part
up to
3.
get like his ass
to
beat.
get killed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, but he's not even. I mean, he's choosing. The thing is that I guess it's kind of nice is he's choosing to stay in the turtle. It's like it's implicated that he could choose to pass on whenever he wanted.
The
but-
real thing here is, why did it have to be Polnareff instead of any other person? Like,
Well-
these people have no connection to Polnareff. They don't give a shit. It's only the fans that like that. It's just fan service.
it was obviously
Could be
fan
anybody.
service, yeah.
Oh,
Could be,
but I mean,
could be Journal's mom.
I don't know.
mean, would've been more interesting.
The thing that kind of pissed me off is that he's like, in all these years of like hunting Diavala, right? He never thought, hey, let me call my pal, my best friend, Jotaro, the guy with, who I think is anyway, the strongest stand user in the world. Why don't I call him over and he can help me out with this crazy world-threatening abomination? Nope. Can't afford a single phone call to Jotaro, apparently.
Yeah.
Why couldn't he have asked for Jotaro for help? They're on the same mission. Because it's him and Jotaro's mission to find the arrows or whatever, right? So why couldn't Jotaro help him? There's no explanation at all given for that. They just apparently they just stopped talking. But it's like, yeah, it's like, how do you have a weapon like Jotaro on your side and not use him? I'd send him out for everything. Every battle. Use Jotaro. Use him.
Yeah.
'Cause
Quite
he's-
easily.
Yeah, because he's like the strongest, at least from their perspective.
It's a shame he never shows up again.
Yeah.
Don't be like
And
that.
that was
Does he?
something that
Or
I-
does he?
Don't be like that, Kevin.
It was something that I really didn't like about Part 5 too, is that they blatantly use Jotaro and Kyochi to introduce us.
Oh yeah, sorry
See
man,
them?
you found out.
Yeah,
Jotaro's
yeah.
gonna show up at the end, I promise,
He's
guys.
gonna show up, guys. He really is.
I'm
Like,
sorry,
why
man.
couldn't it have been Jotaro at the end?
Exactly. That would
He
have
was
made
there
sense.
at the beginning.
That would have made sense. That's something that I really did not like about Part 5, is that it was like fan service here, fan service there, and then the actual story was not that good.
Oh, the plot was really bad, which brings me to something I wanted to talk about. A lot of JoJo sort of does have a bad plot. Like Part 4, the first half of Part 4 is just nonsense. They're just fucking, oh, my dad is a weird dude, so I gotta get a stand, I gotta stab people, so maybe they can heal him. And it's like, oh, someone else takes a stand, some weird electrician guy, Red Hot Chili Peppers, so now he has the stand arrow. It's like, okay, it's just kind of like throwing shit out there until he lands upon something interesting. It's Kira, right? So it's not a really well-written story overall in most of the parts. Like, Part 3 has a very boring plot. It's just villain of the week type thing.
Although
Find
you
Dio, kill
do
him.
have to admit that
happens.
it is consistent though.
Part 3 is the most consistent, or besides Part 7, which is the best part. But still, it's just not very interesting. It's bland. It's boring. What makes JoJo good is the characters and the situations and the creativity of it all, right? And the art and the music, right? All of that is really enjoyable. Even if it's not perfectly written, it's not a really well-written show, you can still be like, wow, that's a really interesting idea, and that's a fun idea. That's entertaining, that's interesting, right? I like the fights in this show, right? They're pretty good for the most part. Like, thinking of what Rocky is going to, like, he puts himself in a situation and then how he gets himself out of it, I like it, which is it can tie into a broader thing. Is like, stories don't have to have a perfect plot or anything. They can kind of be driven by characters and moments, right? And there's always like a trade-off sometimes. It's like it's really hard to have great characters and I'll spend enough time on great characters and also enough time on a plot, right? I think, Evangelion...
I don't know. I think it's kind of I don't know what the term would be. It's kind of like a writer. I think I kind of argue it's one of those like have all situations where it's like you could have a media with a not very good story but good characters, but you'd be hard pressed to find a good story that has bad characters, right?
No, actually, I think Attack on Titan I just watched doesn't have very well developed characters, or even for the most part the main cast is kind of bland, right? But the plot is very interesting.
But characters, you can't have a story without characters,
Yeah.
Characters drive a story forward. Even if, Aaron captures enough attention, you care enough about what he does that when he comes across these mysteries in the story, you're discovering these mysteries through his eyes.
But
so even if even on the surface he's not that entertaining, I mean he does enough to. I mean I don't think you could point. I don't think there's an example out there of like a story with bad characters.
I guess so. I just mean weaker characters. I think it's a skill, right? Like Attack on Titan doesn't have very many good characters. It has a lot of mediocre characters. Like the characters I like are actually one of the guys voiced by Jotaro from
yeah, that guy.
And one of the guys is voiced by Dio as well, which is sort of interesting. And they face off one time, which is pretty funny. But
they probably did that purposely, like unironically. They probably did that on purpose.
Yeah, maybe.
With like the voice guys, like,
it is
all right,
They're all just a JoJo reference.
I mean, you can't hire those two. You can't hire those two guys and not have them do something like that. I'm pretty sure I've seen other shows that hire Jotaro, like do like slip in references sometimes.
Yeah,
I mean, it's extremely iconic. I mean, you're gonna have. I mean, you can't not have that.
Yeah, I have to say.
Speaking,
I still just think that sometimes it's really hard to have excellent characters and an excellent plot. You kind of sacrifice a little bit to make one better. Like I was gonna say, Evangelion has really, really good characters, but not enough time is spent on the plot, so it really confuses people. Like, what the fuck is going on with the angels? Like, it's a whole people can come out of that show like, what just happened? What happened? Which exactly happened. She watched it and it was like, Kevin, what the fuck just happened? What happened in this show? It's so confusing. But there are answers, and they're in the show, but it's so little time spent on them. They're all implied or anything.
Yeah, and then you have to
makes it really difficult.
Then you have to add the gay alien into the mix. You have to explain that to people.
The Down syndrome kid that kills all the main characters, I mean, it kind of comes out of nowhere. I guess it's like a message about ableism. I don't know.
Anyway, he also has some depth. Like, I mean, I saw this little thing, and I thought it was actually kind of nice. It was like a parallel. And the thing I talk about all the time, like in very serious literary discussions, is like author creates a piece of media, and then people like interpret things like like the secret symbolism behind this. Like, is this like a coincidence? It's like we can't really know. Like, did they really mean to like set up these like two great parallels, or is it just a coincidence? Right? And like we can't know.
I mean, that's art, but
yeah, we can't know. And so, but someone pointed this out a long time ago. I saw this. It's like they point out like there's like this like thing in a part 2, I think it was, where like it was like a little like after that Joseph like realizes that like Lisa's his mom, right? And there's like a part where he's like, don't expect me to call you like mom or anything, and she's like, all right, I understand. And then someone put up the scene from part 4 where Josuke is like, don't expect me to call you dad or anything. That's kind of weird. And he's like, old man Joseph's like, yes, I understand. And it's like that's like those two is that intentional? We'll never know. But I think if it was intentional, I think that's
genius.
Yeah, I mean that is genius, and it's sad, but it's kind of it'd definitely be interesting if it was intentional.
Mm-hmm.
So what else we got on the agenda?
We can talk about our experience at college, because we're doing college at during a pandemic, and it's very weird. It's weird as hell.
Yeah.
What did you guys think before going to college like this would be like?
I thought that it was going to be a little bit more relaxed than it is. I thought that we were going to be able to like hang out with each other in our rooms, but no, it's like Nazi Germany up in here. It's so strict. You do it their way and their way only.
It's really strict.
It's for our own good. So
I don't know. It doesn't make it. Yeah, it doesn't make it any easier to live in, though.
I mean, there are weeks where we've had 0 people test positive on campus, man. So it's like it's working, but it is still kind of sad.
It's harsh.
Although I'll say I think it's better still than staying at home, because for me, I was home all day. My parents were working, right? So I was home by myself. I'm not an only child, by the way. I have a lot of brothers and sisters. Just to say that, right? And just being by myself all day is until like 5. It's lonely, man. I don't get to see anybody. And whereas here, it's like I go out to the DC and I see people. It's like I see people in the halls. I say hi, Like we're seeing each other right now. It's like, how often do we hang out in the summer? Barely
Yeah.
barely any time did we hang out in the summer, man. I was like, now we've been seeing each other a lot, and that's great. And we've been slowly trying to meet new people. I think, it's a little rough, like Sonny said, my CA, this cool guy named Sonny, right? He was like, it's rough, especially because of COVID, but it happens all throughout college. You never stop making friends. You just keep it up, right? So there's no like, I didn't make any friends. There's no point, right? I guess if you end college without doing it, then yeah, but we're still here. There's still many months left, unfortunately. So we still have a long ways to go, and things will look up or down depending on your view of it. So I would say I am happier here than I was at home.
Yeah, I could agree with that. I come from a household where it's very loud, everyone's home, and it's just unpleasant to be around. Like, you can love your family and whatnot, but you can only have so much.
I can love my family?
Impossible. What? I don't love those shitbags.
Richard Nixon is joining us on the podcast. Ladies and gentlemen.
There's a bomb in my ass. Reagan, take the bomb out of my ass.
Don't listen to the media. Forget your family. Do the Watergate scandal. I'm okay. I didn't do that. But yeah, like, you can only have so much of family. And I know, Liam, you were saying something similar too, right?
Just because my older sister, I mean, there's some family drama I don't want to really get into, but all what I will say is that for part of the quarantine, my older sister was at home, and she's kind of a train wreck, kind of a force of personality. So she was very grating to be around, but just my parents being around the house isn't too bad. So, but I don't know. I mean, I'm really glad to have you guys, but I mean, there are a lot of aspects at home that I enjoyed more. I mean, I could walk around, the house. I could walk around the house without wearing a mask. In college, you have to wear a mask going to the bathroom. Don't have to do that at home. I can take showers. For as long. I don't have to carry all my shower equipment with me into the shower. Because it's just in there. I don't have to wear sandals in the shower. I can do it.
You still don't have to, but.
Well, there's not a risk of me contracting horrible foot fungus at my house either.
That's true.
So, you kind of do have to, unless you want to just not be able to walk for a week. And it's and plus, not having to go to the dining commons for the most part have had pretty good food. I'd say, some days they have bad days and they have really good days, and I'd say I'd average that to just about being like average
pretty
food
good.
Quality. I'd say
pretty good.
I think it's upper quality.
But just home cooked meals, from like your mom or whatever.
Man.
How can you beat that? No one
It's
can
true.
beat that. So it's like, if these guys weren't with me, I think I absolutely would have stayed home. But I think.
Me too.
But it's like. I have to acknowledge, I said we kept our grade level anonymous, so I can't say my name, but I reached a certain age milestone recently, and it's like it's just reminding me, I'm not a child anymore. I'm an adult now, and I don't feel like an
5 years
adult,
old.
and it's like I don't want to. So and in some way I kind of don't want to be an adult, but I kind of have to. That's the way the society works. So it's like I gotta start embracing the suck, I gotta start embracing the suck, and I gotta transition. And if I gotta transition into it slowly, I'm glad at least I have some company
This
with.
catcher in the rye ass motherfucker wants to be a kid forever. What is your dad, a pedophile? Is he gonna fuck you?
I saw.
He hit the age of 40, and so now his female reproductive organs are now just like
His
tearing
pussy fell
themselves
out,
apart.
yeah.
If I was a girl, I wouldn't even be depressed. I'd be.
You be fucking all the time.
Exactly.
Because
Holy
no
shit.
woman has ever had trouble
Yeah,
finding a partner.
I would have paid.
Never.
I would have paid for college by selling feet pics. Simple.
I'm still gonna
What if
pay
he
for
had shitty
college
feet,
selling
though?
feet pics.
I've been doing it.
Yeah,
To you guys.
I've been doing it since I was 14.
Oh.
Come on,
I've
man.
been doing it
No,
since
it's
I was
okay.
one, but not
It's okay.
of my own free will.
It's okay though, because I'm not the pedophile.
Pushing it.
I'm not the pedophile.
Pushing it.
All right. Well, we got to think of like 1 or 2 more topics, to think of. Any debates that we've had recently?
Let's talk about funny things that have happened to us while we've been here.
There's been. We didn't talk actually much about what actually happened in college, like all the crazy stuff that might have happened. So Evan, go ahead and say some stuff.
Okay. So, I am the ladies' man of the group, obviously, because of my smooth, sexy, silky voice.
Ladies' man because he's a female, and
that is true. I am a transvestite.
He is a femboy.
So, I am a catboy. So, I have had very, very, very bad experiences on campus that has to do with romantic shit. So, I moved in, all right? And there's been plenty of awkward things that have happened. I was just getting my room ready, and these girls passed my room, and it was like they made it the most awkward conversation ever. And it was awful. Then they left and laughed at me because of it, and I was like, what? I'm not the one that messed that up. So there's that. Honestly, I'm drawing a blank on all of them. You keep better track of them, Kevin.
Gay girl's girlfriend.
Oh, yes. So then, a couple of days later, me and this one girl, completely different girl, decided to go on a midnight walk. And as we're walking, I was like, wow, this girl she's kind of cool. And then that's when she drops the bombshell, the bomb in the ass. That she just lets me in.
And I'm like, what the fuck? All right.
I love you more now.
Let's have sex. And then she said
that she's part of the LGBTQ. So then, that's attempt number 2. Attempt number 3 was during orientation, to get accustomed to the campus. And I got a random message from this one girl in my group, and she asked to hang out, right off the bat. And I was like, hey, you know what? That's kind of cool. And so I go and I hang out with her, but she brought her friends, okay? I was like, okay, this is fine, more people to hang out with, new friends, let's go. And then while we were eating lunch together, that's when she was like, yeah, I invited you to hang out because I thought that you were a Twitch streamer. Because I had a 1080p webcam for Zoom.
So what would... Alright, so she thought you were a Twitch streamer. What was she gonna do with that fact?
Clout chasing, dog.
What the fuck? What?
Yeah, so then that went bad, and then...
that's definitely more on her end than your end.
Yeah, that's...
There was one more...
weird, man.
It's super weird.
Very strange.
And then one more experience I had that was not bad, but was damn, false hope, was this girl randomly messaged me on Instagram, and she started with the hey with a bunch of Y's, and so I was like, oh hey, good start.
That's normally a good start.
And we started talking, and then she was like, yeah, you're also in that one class with me, right? Yeah, do you know how we get the lectures for that class? I was like, yeah, you go to this page on this site, and it's there. Okay, thanks, bye.
Hello, darkness, my old friend.
You could have salvaged that. You could have... Well, maybe.
She ended it right there. Yeah.
Did she say bye?
Yes.
Well, then, yeah, never mind then.
Yeah.
She said, okay, thanks. You could have brought up another thing, but if she says bye, then it's that's it.
I wouldn't put that on you either.
Yeah. That fucking sucks.
So those are my somewhat funny who else but Evan moments.
Yeah.
You'll
as you get to know us, you'll realize that Evan is the one who has unlucky stuff happen to him. It's kind of his catchphrase, which makes us really annoyed and we really hate it. He says unlucky a lot.
Yeah, edit that out.
We have... Yeah, I'll censor it. He's kind of a...
Because no one's gonna...
Evan says the N-word. Yeah.
Wait a minute.
Yeah. Yeah. Kevin's the really smart, cynical guy. Evan is the unlucky guy, and I'm the guy who's like really paranoid and anxious about things. Those are our bits.
The
Memorize them.
guy, yeah.
And I have a big vocabulary. Almost as big as my acute
a
paranoia.
really good way to understand us. Liam is an English major. I am a political science major. Evan is a computer science engineering major.
Yeah, I'm both.
Yeah, so
That does say a lot.
that
about
kind
us.
of gives you a good amount of insight into us.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Queer,
I'm fat,
queer,
redditor,
We're all,
ugly.
we're all
Neckbeard?
homosexual.
Yep.
My face is not symmetrical. I'm antisocial.
Yeah, I want to kill myself. I'm adding you guys right now.
Kevin's gonna run against Hillary Clinton in the 2046 election.
I voted for her, actually. Guys, I voted for her.
No,
Wait,
Kevin, no.
I had
Stop,
I had a little idea. Can I do a political minute? Like me just saying like a little stuff about politics in just a minute, right? Like
All right. I'm gonna give you half a minute. You got 30 seconds starting now.
Kevin's political half a minute.
Oh, okay. So, Biden will lose Texas. Okay, Trump. Okay, these are my predictions. Trump will win. Trump will win Iowa and Ohio, but Biden will win Florida, Georgia, North Carolina, Arizona, and all the Midwestern swing states. And he's gonna ultimately win the election. It's gonna be around like 350 electoral votes. He's gonna have made +8 national
5
votes.
seconds.
And he's gonna say the N-word immediately when he's inaugurated.
That's it.
Kanye will
Yep.
win. The end. There we go.
All right, I just wanted to put that out there, right? Just my predictions, right? So that's all I wanted to do. There you go. Got my political half a minute. Yeah, there we go.
It is time for the end of the world.
The end of the podcast. The end.
No,
of
not the end of the podcast.
Oh.
End of the world.
We're not ending the podcast.
We are pressing the red button. We are releasing the cat girls.
No.
Oh my god! It's cat girls everywhere.
We edit that out. I don't like that.
That was really fucking bad, dude. What was wrong with you?
Yeah, cancel that one.
You're fucking canceled, dude.
It's funny.
No, it wasn't.
It's funny.
See,
after
Evan,
it.
you see, Evan, in the film reviewing community, there's so bad it's good, and there's so bad it's bad. That was so bad it's awful.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Of all the ones that did unironically edit that out, please.
No,
I might not.
No, they're gonna think we're losers. They're gonna think, oh, this is the. They're gonna think.
Oh yeah, they listen to 50 minutes of this like these are the coolest guys ever.
Well,
These
it
guys
was
are
Posting in
so
hell.
funny.
It's shit posting in hell.
I don't want to be in hell. I want to get out.
Shitpost.
I wanna
That
get
is
out.
The shitpost in hell.
Take me out of hell, please. Get me out.
You're stuck in hell, buddy.
Is anything else happened? I mean, personally, I met some guys who thought coronavirus was fake. I kind of managed to egg them on. I was like, hey, so what do you think about 9/11 and all of this, right? And then I managed them to basically admit to any conspiracy theory. And I was also like, yeah, it's made in a lab. George Bush is a reptilian, like the bombs were made by the Jews. It's like just like totally egging them on, right? Just being insane as hell. And I actually did that. That's not me lying. That's me being like, just kind of throwing it out there. Just
Yeah, Kevin actually believes in this stuff. He's not.
no,
lying
I
about
don't.
that.
No, I do not. I was just kind of fucking with them because I was like, how you guys like this? But then it turns out one of the guys from Afghanistan, and he actually has a really interesting take on like American foreign policy and like what it's done to his country and his family. And it's like, well, this, it's maybe has some bad ideas, but it seems like a good guy overall, which is it's an interesting thing about people. They can be have horrible political opinions, just terrible, but they end up being decent people sometimes.
Ain't that the truth?
Yeah. Sometimes I had to, come to the hard truth,
Hard
whatever,
truth.
that, my dad is like this crazy, like conspiracy theorist MAGA guy, but he's still my dad, right? I'm not gonna, hate him just because of that, right? So it's like, that's something I think has made me a little more understanding over the past summer of people is stuff like that. Like I kind of get why he believes those things, right? And that's understanding people is sort of how, it is how you love them, I guess, which is cheesy, but it's like you understand why someone says what they do, why someone does what they do, and then you can trust them, and you can like them, and you can do all that, right? It's important. And what the fuck am I talking about?
Oh, I feel like there used to be a time in the world where politics really could be kept separate from daily lives. At least, if you wanted to keep politics out of your daily life, you could, and that was okay, and it worked for people, and it worked between people. But I fear that the realm of politics is reaching such a dire stage that it's almost impossible to ignore anymore.
Trump really broke everybody's brain. I mean, everyone, this is just absolutely agree. Everything is politicized now. Everything has to be politicized. Your fucking shows you watch have to have a good political message. The people you listen to have to have a good political message. All this shit is like...
COVID got fucking politicized. Imagine if it hadn't, man.
I mean, that's a pandemic.
In New Zealand, where they have 0 cases total, they didn't say this is a left-wing versus right-wing issue. They said this is the government telling us how to survive.
The response was a left-wing response, so that's something you could...
But still, it wasn't...
there's a lot of right-wing governments that have had terrible responses. I mean, Brazil, India, Britain, the United States, which, by the way, 90,000 cases yesterday, the highest there's ever been, is spiking up again, which, wow.
But I was saying, it was like, I just kind of hope that once this election over, I just hope that the candidates go back to being like,
gay.
That'd be nice. No, I think we need less.
Old.
We need less of those, not
White.
more. Well, I don't really care.
Men.
But
Liam doesn't care. Oh no,
I don't care about
racism.
SJW.
I don't care about their race.
The president can't be anything but white.
Wait, can
or
I say
male.
real quick? I think that elections for the past, every time we've been alive,
You just peeked the shit out of the audio.
every time we've been alive, elections have been decided by who is more likely to say the N-word. Look at this. This election, Joe Biden is way more likely to say the N-word, and he's gonna win. 2016, Hillary wouldn't have said the N-word. Trump is way more likely to say the N-word. Obama is a black guy. He has said the N-word, right? Bush, I mean, come on. He said the N-word. John Kerry and Al Gore definitely haven't said the N-words in their whole lives, right? So our entire lives, and Bill Clinton is as well, I guess, although we're at the end, right?
He definitely would have said it.
That's politics for you. And now I'm gonna say the N-word.
I think are we out of shit shooting?
Have we shot the shit?
And that was your...
And that's it. And that's all, folks.
And that is your daily shitpost.
I mean, this is really more of a online diary for the three of us to vent our thoughts and frustrations during COVID than it really is a podcast. So if anyone finds this, please don't report us to the government. And if you don't do that, might as well listen and enjoy. And hope if our thoughts reach someone, anyone agrees with anything we said, or at least gets a laugh from it, then I think it'll be a mission accomplished.
Wait a minute, Liam, what's that in your ass?
Oh no!
Explosion sound effect .mp4.
And that was your dose of shitposting in hell. This is Satan. Goodbye.